I've had a lot of negative experiences with gun companies over the last couple of years here, especially with bad quality control or just bad production stuff as a whole. However, customer service is then the thing that comes in when the quality control is rough or bad. And I want to talk about a good customer service experience I recently had with the optic company Trijicon. Now, I will say, this is again, full disclosure, I didn't have a bad product with them, and that's why I contacted customer service. I actually had a thing that I really, really liked from them that I had damaged, and I wanted to have it worked on. So, what am I talking about? I have my Glock 48 here, which has a Trijicon RMRCC riding on top. This RMRCC is quite new, serial number 47100. This is one that I bought last month. However, I bought it last month to go on this gun, while the old one, serial number 5273, was getting worked on by Trijicon. So what happened? The RMRCC is kind of like, as I call it, it's the RMR, but if you left it in the dryer, it's just taking a traditional RMR and shrinking it down. It has the same buttons, it has similar controls, the red dot looks the same, the glass looks the same. Very, very durable. However, as I found out, I'm not the best when it comes to actually maintaining the glass on my optics super well. I put a bunch of scratches on the interior lens of my RMRCC, and over the years, those scratches got so bad that it kind of obscured the dot. It made the dot get projected on there and then look like a blob. So it was time for me to send the optic back to Trijicon to have them replace the glass. I knew full well that I'd have to pay something as part of it because this wasn't warranty work. This was repair work caused by me. And I know some people might say, oh, if I had this company or that company, they would just pay for it. But this is one of those things where I knew that I had done something wrong, right? It wasn't the optic company should have to cover something I've done. And this is also an optic that, with my old RMRCC, I had like 14,500 rounds on it when I ripped it off the gun to send it back to Trijicon. So I did that back in March. I got the optic back last month, and I'm talking about it here in May. So what did Trijicon do for me? Well, I contacted them in March and said, hey, I've damaged the glass of my RMRCC. I think it needs to be replaced. When I send the optic back, would y'all be fine looking it over to see if it needs any sort of more work on it? And they emailed me the next day and said, hey, here's a barcode, put this on the outside of the box, put it on the inside of the box, mail us your RMRCC. So I did that back in March. I think it was the last day of March too. And then a week later, I had gotten a contact from them saying, hey, we've got your optic, we're looking over it now. The next day or two, they contacted me again to say, hey, please give us a phone call. We want to explain what we're planning on doing with the optic. So I have these things here, an invoice and a barcode that they threw back in the box. But the long and the short, you can see here, it's a commercial RMR return. Replace lens, and it's got the doublet, so it's the color there and all of that. They didn't have it on here, but I actually spoke with a very, very nice lady at Trijicon who explained that they were also going to be replacing my gaskets and O-rings and whatnot, all of the rubber bits with the RMRCC because I wanted to inspect the electronics. I'm sure that they've got plenty that are super high round count, but I told them what mine was, and they were like, yeah, we want to take a look at it to see how things are going. And they did so. On the invoice, though, I do have a price here. So I didn't factor in my shipping to Trijicon, which was about $15. $15 for shipping plus insurance on the optic. $90.41 is what they charged me for the work that they did, but also the return shipping with insurance back to me. So that might seem like a lot. That's, 40% of a Holosun. That's about a fifth the cost of this. But that's keeping my optic in a very, very good state for years to come. So I have the box here. They actually gave me a new Trijicon box, which I'm not a huge fan of these. I usually just toss them out. And I have my optic. We can see here that it is serial number 5273. They've totally replaced my glass. There's some dust on there, but that just happens. But this is my optic. I still got the dings and dents in there. I wanted to keep those because I've used it a whole lot. They did give me a new battery, so thank you. And it's an Energizer battery, which are the ones I use in these. They replaced some of my seals here on the bottom of the optic, and I got it back. So I wanted to make this video because I had a very positive experience with them. Some people, again, they might say, hey, they should have covered this on their own. But this wasn't a warranty thing. This was, it would be like complaining to Ford that I put too many miles on my truck, right? It's one of those things. So they did the work for me. I thought that the turnaround time was very quick. The contact I had from them via email and phone call, exceptional. Their people knew what they were talking about there, which it's nice when you actually talk to a customer service person who doesn't just know the products, but knows what the products are. I'm sure that a lot of y'all out there have had to talk to some of these big gun companies for repairs or warranty stuff. And you might be speaking to someone who has no idea about the ins and outs of whatever the thing that you're trying to get fixed, right? Trijicon wasn't like that for me. So yeah, I wanted to do a quick video here on my positive experience with Trijicon's customer service. And please let me know in the comments down below if you've had a good customer service experience recently, because I like to hear about it. While I've covered a lot of things that are quite negative, I do want to hear about the positive things too. So if you made it this far, thank you very, very much for watching.